Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Conversations with the Love Crusader. Apologies for those of us who expected us to have started at 6 p.m. We had to move the time today. I am super excited about the couple I have in the house. I've been looking forward to engaging this couple, and I'll tell you why very, very soon. But for now, please share, tell your friends we are live. There's something to learn. Did you see the episode on domestic violence last week? It was super interesting, despite that it wasn't a live episode. And we're going to get much more of such videos very, very soon. Just trying to key into trending topics and issues that are happening. Also, the entire month of June is our domestic abuse month, meaning that we're going to be talking about domestic abuse throughout that month. You don't want to miss it. Pen it down on your Sunday tonic. It is Conversation with the Love Crusader, and I have David and Sarah Obayoje in the house. Okay, David is my brother, my baby. I call him my first son. It's not because he's young. Oh. He's an old man, but you know what I mean. He's a father. He's a conodron. He's a philosopher. That is he. The rest of us, we do philosophy by learning things in life. He went to school. He studied philosophy. So we have a philosopher in the house. He's going to tell us about life today. You don't want to miss this edition. This is the edition that you want to listen to. And his beautiful wife, Sarah, is also here with him. So I am super proud and I'm super happy to have them here. You want to say hello to the people who are online? Say hello to our people.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. So we're going to be gisting today and talking today about Mr. and Mrs. Right. Love and Mr. and Mrs. Right. Hey, which one is that again? We're about to enter into it. Have you ever heard of people say, I'm waiting for the right one? I need to find the right one. She is the right one. He is the right one. These people are young. They've just got married not some less than 10 years ago. So I'm sure they will share with us how David knew that Sarah was the right one, or Sarah knew that David was the right one. Don't worry, it's going to be an interesting conversation. You don't want to miss it. Like I said, call your friends, let them know that we are live and we are going to be having an interesting conversation. So to just kick it in and start, first of all, I always ask my guests their definition of love. Because this channel is all about love, is conversations with a Love Crusader. I am a Love Crusader. And I know David always says one thing. I don't know that he's going to say it here today. Okay, anyways. What's your definition of love? Ladies first. Sarah.
Okay. Personally, I feel love is having a strong feeling for someone. Strong feeling for someone. That's when you want to sleep, the last person you are thinking of is that person. When you wake up, the first person you are thinking of is that person. You all, everything you do, you want to consider the person first. If the person will agree or if the person will be okay with it. So that's my own definition of love. Strong feeling for someone.
Okay. Before I comment on that, Uncle Devo, tell us what is
Okay,
love to you?
okay. To me, so that I don't need to go through all the definitions. Okay, to me,
Yeah.
love is giving genuinely, giving without other restrictions, giving sacrificially. That's love. The Bible says in John 3:16, "For God so loved the world that He gave." So once you see somebody giving either a helping hand, a cup of tea, money, time, anything, that's love.
Hmm. Okay. One day maybe we'll do a book about all of the definition of love that we get on this platform, because the truth is that it's so wide.
Yeah.
Very
Love,
wide. Very wide.
love is deep. You understand? But I've
Yeah.
just coined a definition from what both of you have said. So Sarah said love is a strong feeling, and David has said love is given. So for both of you, love is a strong feeling that gives. Did I capture
Yeah.
that well? Oh, you see, I'm
Brilliant.
a
Very,
smart
very
woman.
good.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
So love is a strong feeling that gives, and it's what controls the world. It is what the world is about, whether people want to accept it or not. Everyone wants to love and be loved in the different ways that love presents itself, whether it's biological, whether it's romantically, or but we all it's a beautiful feeling. Love is a beautiful feeling that we have to accept. Now, in the area of engaging a boy and a girl, this thing they call Mr. Right, Mrs. Right, does it exist? Or is it just a myth? Is it do you really have, can I have somebody who is there that is the right? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Mm. Um, Personally, I don't think there's a Mr. Right, as people say.
Okay.
You know, Mr. Right, the one that you even feel is the Mr. Right. You have what people feel is their Mr. Right. They have of things they want to see: he's tall, dark, handsome. He has money. He has he's caring. He gives me money. Um, you know, but me, I don't feel there is that. Mr. Right is very subjective, number one, and I don't feel there's my husband will explain it better. Is more of the philosopher.
I like that he said it's subjective. We are going to break
Yeah.
down that subjectivity now. So, Conodron, help us. Mr. Right,
Okay.
Mrs. Right.
Once again, good evening, everyone. So, I was having a conversation with my wife some time ago, and whosoever favor by the ontologic, sorry, by the natural way, the being of things, there is nothing like Mr. Right. It does not exist. Mr. Right becomes what you make out of what you find.
Hmm.
So Mr.
Hey.
There is no Mr. Right anywhere. There is no Mrs. Right anywhere. It does not exist. So if you're just there waiting somewhere, saying that you are waiting for that spiritual connection that we have, when you see the right one, the Holy Ghost will appear before you, or Jesus Christ will appear before you and choose for you. God does not choose spouses for nobody. All those things will not happen. It is you that we end up choosing. God can direct. The Holy Spirit is there to teach us and help us learn all things and all that. But ultimately, you're just wasting your time waiting for nothing because there is no Mr. Right. It does not exist.
You know, you are just shattering some tables now and breaking some glasses for some people. There's a
Yeah.
lady out there, there's a young, beautiful lady out there who has been waiting for this Mr. Right. There's one
Okay.
guy there that is turning bad. He's having bad head now, waiting for Mrs. Right. And you
Okay.
just
Can I
shattered it. Go on.
let me add something there. Growing up and finishing from school and all that, one of the things I didn't like in women, or should I say in a lady physically, there are so many parts of a lady that attracts us. One of the things I didn't like was a lady that is not tall, not so tall. So I've been married. I started dating a lady that is not so tall. Started dating a lady that is not so tall. And I started dating her 2011, and this is 2022. So that's like 11 years from dating to marriage, and it's been like the best time of my life. I won't lie, so not because I'm live on TV. It's everybody that are close to me know that we are like boyfriend girlfriend. So the reason it's
You're
that
still
wonderful.
dating her. You started
Yes,
dating her 11 years, so you are still dating
the
her.
reason is that
Oh,
wonderful
that kind
is
of thing
the
used
reason
to
is that
suit me. Okay,
the
tell me,
reason is
tell
that
me.
wonderful is because I grew up above all the should I say the premonitions I had filled with in my head that only derailed me and only limited me because almost everything that is good, that is a desire in my heart that I want in a woman, she had. But God put her in the kind of container. He puts the person, Sarah, in a container that somebody will say, she's not tall. I mean, you say you are not, you like a tall lady, and this one is not tall. But tall. Every other thing for my good, for my benefit and everything is in this person. So, like we said, you hardly find anyone that has it all. There's nothing like Mr. Right. So you end up just taking us, just go ahead with the one that, the major thing is someone that, fears the Lord and is a Christian and all that. And there are some basic things. I don't know if I have the time to talk about them. Some basic things that you should just see in a person, and the rest will come. The rest will come. That's it.
Okay. Our administrator Preco at Preco Tech is telling us, please say your mind. We don't want in this is a conversation. Say it. It is young people like you we want to help. I hope you two are not waiting for what Mrs. Right. He said all the qualities he was looking for was packaged in what looked like I'm not going to use the word wrong, but not a spec, not a desirable container. Hey, I wish that people will hear this. I wish that our young ones will hear this. A lot of times, people have missed it, whether male or female, in the course of looking for a particular thing, and you end up missing the real deal.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If you had not looked beyond the not so my spec kind of situation, you will not even get to see who the real Sarah is.
True.
You understand? You would not have seen who the real Sarah is. And then you would have missed out on this person who would have been compatible with you in. A lot of our young people now are very shallow. And I'm sorry to say this, but it is the truth. We have a generation where almost everything is fake because we are doing makeup, we are making up face, we are making up eyes, we are making up bum, we are making up. And some people are getting carried away by she has to be tall, long legs, slim, stuff like that, which are not bad. Not bad. If God gives you Miss Nigeria, why not? If God gives you Miss World, why not? Do you get what I'm saying? But do you have to stay at home and get old waiting for this person the prince, the knight in shining armor that you have so? But now I want to ask a question. So is it wrong to have
say my own story?
Okay, tell me. I'm interested.
Okay. He too wasn't my spec.
Okay, just me.
My husband for almost 20 years now. I knew him when we were all children. We grew up in the same church and all that. It was not it was not someone that maybe I had a crush on or I liked, or no, I didn't even like his person because I knew him from far. I was like, this boy, Gio's son, he's very stubborn, he talks too much. I don't like that kind of person.
Yeah.
And when he was coming to me, I was already working. He was a copper. He had not even started serving then. So
Imagine.
it was not even part of the people that I was looking at, like, okay, this one should be someone I should be dating. But when he kept on coming, I read something this week and said the relationship between husband and wife should be that of Christ and the church. No matter how much we try to push Jesus away, he keeps on coming. He's never tired.
Yeah.
Since 2010, my husband kept on saying, "You are my." Even when I had someone that was dating, "You are my wife." I'm like, "No, I don't like. Like, you are not my spec. No." He kept on coming. I said, "Okay, this guy that is coming, let me even give him a chance, and let's be friends first." And I found out that, okay, this guy is not as bad as I thought. Very
not as bad as you thought. Bam. Oh yeah.
It wasn't as bad as I thought. And at the end of the day, it checked all the boxes that I had.
You see,
All the attributes. So,
I tell what for my son.
so that was it.
So you see this is what we are talking about. This is what we are talking about. But the question I was going to ask, why you told me that beautiful story, because I didn't know this part. Despite that, I was the mommy. Oh, I don't know when they started going to Wuse. Oh, I don't know when they started going to Wuse. Oh, and they were chasing this girl. Let's talk. That's why. Okay, let me tell you, people. I was the mommy, but I did not know. But anyways, I like Sarah said, we had known each other for years, known our families and all that. And I had actually always seen Sarah as a very cool and calm girl. But from a distance also, just watching, I felt, well, she's an introvert, she's quiet, so she will match David, because my David is okay, let's move on. let me not talk again. Let me leave
Let's
the
move
matters
on. Let's
here.
move on.
But the thing is, like Sarah said, from a distance, you might make the mistake of concluding who someone is until you come close.
True, very true.
This person is stubborn, this person talks too much, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure that talking is what Sarah loves, that, because when you're around David, you must laugh.
Yeah.
That talking, I've told him, sometimes this talent, we need to make money from it. David is a born natural comedian, makes comedy from anything. He has the ability to make any situation light. Okay, now I'm praising my son. He's already married, so why am I even hyping him? Question. Question. Let's ask question, Joe. Is it wrong then to have these expectations, to have this list of qualities written down? Is it wrong? Because now we are saying that Mr. and Mrs. Right don't even exist. There's no right person there. There's no wrong person. There's no right person, right? But is it wrong for me as a young girl who wants to marry to have a list and say, okay, this is the kind of person I'm looking for, or this kind of person I want? And as a young man, is it wrong for me to walk by a list?
It's not wrong. It's actually very, very right, and it's supposed to be, actually, for a child of God and someone that is mature and somebody that has a brain. Socrates once said, an unexamined life is not worth living. You cannot be living your life to chance. You must be intentional about what you want for yourself. However, you must also be intelligent enough not to be too rigid about these things you've written. Like I said earlier, I wish I had the time to explain for that, but let me just touch on those things that a believer, there are some non-negotiables. As a child of God, for example, your relationship or marriage is not an avenue for evangelism unless you have an express direct call from God. You should, by all means, date and marry a believer. Don't come and tell me that you have been sent by God. You are not Prophet Hosea.
Let me pause you there. Let me pause you there. You're going to continue. I like the line of conversation now. I like the point you're bringing up. So, God cannot use me to save a brother. Is that what you're saying?
And like I said, unless there's a condition, unless there is an express direction from God, and you must be extremely very clear on the mandate, what the intention of God is, and what God wants to use you to do. After some time, you cannot decide by yourself that the reason I am dating this unbeliever now is because I want to change him. You are not the changer of life. Jesus is. By the grace of God, you go there.
Time with Divney say couple goals. Sarah and David have become their couples go. Hey, I like that.
The man will either beat you up. He will either do a lot of things to you. If it's a woman, she will mess your life up. So you don't want to put yourself in that danger. It's better to just go and meet this person and evangelize and go back home and find your like and marry and date.
But how do I know this person is not pretending? This is the big question. Because, okay, I know that we are going to have a follow-up question as to where you can actually find someone and how you can find, this person that you're looking for. I don't want to use the word right again because we've already said they don't exist. But Even in the church, we have lots of pretenders. Okay, no, let me not use the word pretenders. Mama Funke said they are still healing. It's a hospital. Some of them are not well yet. They are still receiving treatment. Okay, so let's say we
Yeah,
still have
true,
some
true.
people who are not well. How do I identify this person who is still healing, who is not? You know what I'm trying to say, so that I don't end up becoming the one who is now evangelizing the person.
You know, you can pretend all you want, but you see some traits or some attributes from the person once in a while. It's just that you yourself, you just decide that you want to ignore those traits. You see those traits. Like to your previous question, said the list is very important. And I the list should not be um physical or material, something that can easily be changed.
Yeah.
Because if my husband say, okay, oh, part of his list is flat tummy, by the grace of God, after my trip to Ghana, I don't have flat tummy again, and there's nothing we can do about it, you know. So it shouldn't be something that can change easily.
Yeah.
There are some things that you should look for. Okay, number one, you said is the person. Even after preaching, you have a discussion with the person. As the person is talking, you'll be like, this one is like, it's not.
True.
So there are other things like, okay, is the person patient? Is the person, you know your weakness? Can the person complement your weakness as a person? You know your strength. Can you complement the person's weakness? You know, so those are things you should look for, not
Also,
things that
is the person cultured.
is the person cultured.
Now, there's something that people don't think about when it comes to culture. A cultured man has his limits to his misbehaviors, because the truth is, talking about pretense, I'll get to that. The truth is, everybody have misbehaviors in them. I have, my wife have. There's no human being that does not have. But for a man that is cultured, the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. You understand? So, a man that has grown up under a particular God kind of culture, there is a limit to the misbehavior he can misbehave. So it is very deep, but you need to pay attention to a man or a lady. Example is, if you are dating a girl and you come to realize that the girl like outside too much, you know, you want to she wants to take you to the club. I'm not saying anything is, sorry, I'm not
There's nothing wrong.
I don't know, it's not, we're not in that discussion, but she wants to take you to the club, you know. She doesn't see anything wrong with shisha. She says she's a Christian, no, she goes to church, oh, but she dresses anyhow. She's a bit, let me say, wild, you know. So the thing is, even if what marriage does is it makes people mature. So she gets married, she gets back home and all that. But this likeness are tendencies that can happen in the marriage that can cause big issues tomorrow. So you don't just want to pay the lie to the culture of a person, a man or a woman. If the man is, he tell you, I don't drink, oh, but he's always around bars, always around bars, always around bars. I don't smoke, oh, but all his friends are into weed. You know, all these habits, I'm not having a problem with them, but we have seen through experience that people who engage in these habits kind of have some terrible kind of behaviors in their marriage, you know. Some other kind of habits too is the man cultured with finance. Even the woman, finances too. The person a loose spender, behaves anyhow. So the truth is that nobody will get married and change completely. Yes, marriage have a way of maturing you when you give birth and all that, but you are still who you are ultimately. So don't expect any miracle to happen because you got married. So as much as possible, you want to look into all these things before taking action. Now, to touch briefly, just in 1 minute, about people pretending. The truth is, everybody pretends. Everybody. I pretended before I married my wife. My wife pretended.
Hey, tell me. Oh no,
my,
come. Everybody pretends.
My mother pretended for my dad. My father pretended
Really?
for my mom.
Please tell
Everybody
me.
that
I did not pretend though.
Mama, let me not expose you. Let's continue. Everybody that I know pretended in one way or the other. Now,
oh my
there are
goodness, I
some,
wish my husband was here so that I can tell me my own pretense.
yes, but there are some foundational things that would guide a child of God. And those are the things that we don't want to, they are non-negotiables. You can't play with those things because um, definitely when you are dating, there are times, there are levels to life. Now, we are going to be 8 years this year in marriage. When I started dating my wife, if I am angry, like I don't want to talk and all that, my wife is trembling. Oh, David is angry. Oh, why is David angry? No, 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 no. And I was enjoying that marriage. You see, people of God, that's not marriage. that was
That's
not
not
it.
marriage.
That was the time of the pretense. Because by the grace of
Eh,
God, right now, when I'm very angry in her mind, why is he angry? Why is he angry? What have I done? If you want to be angry, let him be angry now. So that is what comes with. And the truth is that it's not as if she became a bad person. No, we just outgrew a certain stage. So you can call it pretense, but I agree with you. I'm not fighting it. But no matter what, once you marry a man that fears the Lord and that is cultured, he has a limit to the misbehavior. That's one key thing. A lady also,
so
she has a limit to her misbehavior.
so the baseline here is the fear of God.
The
And
fear of God.
I'm so grateful for you that you're pressing and pushing this point, because some people think it's about a religion. It's not about being a Christian or a Muslim or a Buddhist or a whatever that you are. If
Mm-mm,
you have someone
mm-mm,
who has no moral
mm-mm,
scruples,
mm-mm.
no moral standards, anything goes, you know what I mean? That's what we're talking
Yes,
about when we're talking about the fear of God. This person
yes,
has no limits. This person
exactly,
has no ideology. Any wave of
exactly.
whatever is happening or raining is where we go.
That is it.
That's
That
where,
is it.
whatever is on board. So if the person is among Christians, this person presents as a Christian. If the person goes and finds themselves among Muslims, the person become a Muslim. You are watching
Exactly.
this same person, then you now begin to tell yourself that this person has no stability of character. And of course, it means also that if you get married to that kind of person, anything will also go in the marriage.
True. Exactly.
So this is what we're saying.
Expect
This should be
anything.
the baseline. This should be the baseline. The funny thing is that, especially like ladies, we will marry, we patch the guy, cover up, marry and finish.
Mm,
Then we not
mm.
expect miracle when you has entered the house. How? What happened?
Uh,
Not possible.
If he
People
could
don't
not
change.
even
I say it every
pretend,
time.
like David was saying now, if he cannot even pretend that he was dating you, and he could just be anyhow, you get what I'm saying? Then you are not expecting that now that I already have you at home, you have maybe one child or two child, and you don't flatter me again, like Sister Sarah. me too, I don't. I, Me too, I don't flat tummy. Sarah, don't worry, we're all in the same gang. I've even given up on the flat tummy team. Maybe not in this life again. But by the time now there's no flat tummy, you expect him to now become a god, to become holy brother. But he was not like that when people were dating. And they'll say, oh, I love him. Koye me, I don't understand. How do they balance each other? Love is not, like some people will say, blind. I just think it's maybe a lack of knowledge. And that's why I always encourage people, know yourself, know what you
True.
want, know what
True.
fits you. Knowledge is important. This kind of
True.
situations, this kind of program, this kind of conversation is important.
Very important.
Surround yourself with people who can talk to you. So people can tell you, read books, write books about marriage. There are a lot of books about marriage. There are a lot of information and knowledge out there. Thank God for the world that we are in now. On our
Yeah.
phones, we can get a lot of knowledge. You can get a lot of information. Unlike before, the time people like us were dating, now no phone. If I hope this letter meets you well. If so, dosology. You know,
Doxology.
that was our level at that time, and it was difficult to find someone in this age of social media. Even if this person is coming to church every day, you can Google them on Instagram, you can search them on Facebook, look
True.
at their page. What do they reflect? What
True.
are they preaching? Who are their friends? Even if you send me a friend request, the way
True.
I search people
True.
before I accept friend request, who is your friend or friend of friend? What is your friend or friend or friend
Exactly.
posting? I'm just talking about friend, not even marriage.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
in this age where we have so much
Yeah.
information,
Exactly.
there's no reason why somebody should go and carry bone of another person's bone. You can find your own bone of
Oh,
your bone, but you need to find it. You need to find it with an open mind. And I like that, Sarah was saying your list should not be shallow. It's okay to draw a
yes.
list. I
Yes.
had a list. I had a
Yeah.
list. But your list should not be shallow. A long leg is not a list. Because if you marry a long leg, God forbid, the person can have accident tomorrow and the person is in a wheelchair.
Exactly.
Then what now happened
Exactly.
to your long leg love? The love will just go out through the
Exactly.
window. Do you get what I'm saying? Oh, big
Yes.
True.
boobs. Big boobs is not a list.
Black.
If she has cancer tomorrow and they have to remove the boobs, what happened to your
True.
love? No, let's be practical here.
Yeah.
So when we say, I remember that I met a guy, or I've known a guy many years now, and I still know him, although we're no longer as close as we used to be. And till now, he's not married. He's about the age of my husband, and he's still not married. I remember that when we were talking about marriage with him, I told him to give me 10 qualities of a lady that he wanted to marry. Bro couldn't write 5.
Hmm.
And this is why he has dated slim, tall, short, black,
Sure.
fat, any type, every type. I can count as many. You just wonder, the person was dating this kind of person today. How is the person suddenly now dating this other type? No focus. Comobito Lord, don't know what you are doing, don't know where you are going. Anyways, all right. So where can I find this person? Because you were just talking just that you mentioned club. Where can I
Yeah.
find this person? On Instagram? Should they
Um,
slide into my DM, or should it be only in church, or
no.
where? Tell me.
Okay. So this question is a bit trickish because as much as possible, you don't want to take your choice of a spouse or a wife to chance. So you want to be very, very careful. But however, we have seen through experience that God can work in any way as He chooses and as He pleases. So the way I would answer it honestly is to say that you should prayerfully search for a wife and don't be too disturbed about location. The reason I'm saying this is I have experiences of people that met themselves online and they've been married for years, and we have people that met in I'm sorry, church, and they are all tongue speaking and everything, and the one have turned to punching bag. Even some of the cases we hear of how people even end up dying, they are church
Unfortunately,
folks. Yeah,
yeah.
so that's why we don't just want to give a rule. However, despite saying that, there are some places that there are tendencies that it will be difficult to find a good spouse there. Sorry. Yes, I'm not saying you cannot find, but the tendency of not finding is higher. So you don't want to be going to those kind of places, for example, to look for a wife or to look for a husband. Places like I mentioned one, for example, now you go to the club and everybody, the half naked girls are there, the ones that are smoking weed are there and everything. And you see some people say, I just like going to the club. I'm not doing any of all those things. I will just sit down. But you enjoy the club, you know. So those are the things. If you say you want to go there and you want to pick a wife, there are some tendencies that the person will
Should
likely,
respect.
yes, there are some things that you expect, But if you're looking for a lady that fears the Lord and all that, ultimately you can find her in maybe in
Let me
church,
speak
office, and all
on
that.
the part of the female, the woman.
Okay.
Okay. As a woman, you are not I don't feel you should actively be going out to look for a husband, because
Okay.
it's not nature. Although now people have made it look like, okay, you can always propose to a man, but normally
Why should you propose to a man?
people have made it look like that this
No.
2022. But as a woman, you shouldn't go out with the intention of looking for a man or looking for a husband, but go out, make friends. You cannot find husband cannot find you when you are always inside your house.
True.
Every time you are only work house, church, work house, work. Go
If it
out,
does
make
not, cannot, it
friends,
cannot work.
meet people. Not everybody that might come and approach you for marriage and all that, but go out, just be free, enjoy your life as a woman, and the husband will come. Husband will find you. The one God has designated for you will find you, not you going outside actively looking for. That's why you find women now moving from one church. This church they are sharing husband, you go. This church they are sharing. I watched a video online. The man told the women to and the men to line up. They all that
Go
want
and
to
stay in
marry,
the
go and
back.
stay behind them.
Then the men that have chest,
Some
like
men
12
had
women.
like 12 women, some others had like two. All those things were funny to me. But as a woman, just
That's
enjoy your
embarrassing.
life,
That's
build
very
yourself,
embarrassing. Yes.
because the one that God might choose for you might see you now and be like, is it now this one that God is now choosing for me? She's not even well read, she's not well educated. So
let me
build
add
yourself
something
as a
there.
woman.
That point about building your
Yeah.
point about being, like I said, the first thing I said today was whosoever finds a wife.
Yeah.
Now, whosoever finds a wife, not finds a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You did not become a wife when you got married to the person. You were a wife already.
Yeah.
Tell me.
So it's like a husband now. You did not become a husband because you got a wife. You were a husband already. The Bible says in the book of Genesis, after God created man, he gave him a responsibility to be a husband. All the things Adam was doing before Eve came was husband work. So it was so easy for him to be a husband to Eve when she came and met him. So these things are very, what my wife said about you building yourself as a woman. You see women and some of the things, the way they live their life, the things that are their priorities, bone straight, hair. You're on 200,000 naira salary or 150,000 naira salary, and you pack everything or even more, or you start saving to buy hair. Eh? There are some things that you'll be doing. You are not a wife. Sorry. I know everybody is listening to this and they'll be like, who is this guy talking? But it's just the reality. Because once you become a wife, no, the truth is you don't need to even, you are a wife already before you even get married. So there are some things that become your priority. You start building yourself, like she says. You build yourself. The man meets you and he's not coming to pick a liability. He's meeting you and you're an addition. The Bible says the wife is a good thing and obtains favor. A man cannot come and meet you and he's going down. That means you're not good thing. That means you're not a wife. It's a bad thing he got. So these are the benefits, man.
Thank you. I totally agree with you that it is important both ways that we build ourselves.
True, man.
This is also why many people have not discovered themselves. They are not even working on themselves, so they cannot tell you who they are. You have to work on yourself, define you. If not, you're going to end up going into a relationship with so much baggage. And
Terrible.
as much as you would want to succeed in that relationship, it's already set up for failure. You have not defined yourself. Where are you going in life? What is your purpose? And I'm going to hit more on the guys. I know a lot of people say I hit guys a lot. Is the truth. A lot of expectation. There's a lot expected of a man.
True.
Like
Yes.
Bishop Duncan we said, we're not talking about boys, we're talking about men. It's men who are
True.
husbands. And to be a man, not be joke. Let me say it as we say it in our local parlance. You have to really be sure that you are ready to be a man.
True.
One of my favorite pastors when I was still young will say, that man that you want to marry is like handing over the key of your car to him and say, drive. If he doesn't know where you are going, you people will not go anywhere. If people start the journey, maybe he's drunk. Drunk driving can kill. The car can go and crash. So we have to be careful of the character of the person that we're putting in the driver's seat, because he's the one the Bible says is who? He's the head that should drive the relationship. So when you are looking for someone, I don't know how to emphasize it enough in this generation. We need to wake up from shallow things. He should have money, pointed nose, pointed briefcase. Money will
Really?
come,
Do people
money
do
can
that thing
go.
now?
It's worse now. It's what?
Wow.
Ladies now Google men to check their worth. How many millions is the man worth before I can date him? The things
Wow.
that is going on this thing called social media. No, social media is a blessing, and sometimes in a way
Of
it's a
course.
curse. So there are a lot of shallow mindedness that creates a wrong foundation for people. Now let's talk about people who are waiting. I know you've already said there's no Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. Can I take someone who is not perfect? Of course, no one is perfect, I mean, but I have my list. This person is not really meeting my list. And I'm not just talking about physical attribute like you mentioned with Sarah or with David, but this person is not really meeting my list. Can I grow with this person? Let me rephrase. I'm not talking about growing inside the marriage. Like, for example, while we're in relationship, can I tell the person this is the kind of person I like, or this kind of thing I think you should be doing? And can they learn to begin to do those things?
Hmm. Okay.
Depends.
I one of the things I tell everybody around me is people don't change you. Sorry, I learned
Ah.
that in school. Sorry. Yeah. Somebody will come and say that's not true. It is the reality. What happens or what you see, what you call change, is the manifestation that is different. The being of a soul, the being of a man, his personality, who he is who
Hmm.
he is. So what happens is he can only try and tame some and try and let loose others. He's trying to navigate, but who he is who he is. So, as much
Hmm.
as possible, there are some basic things that you don't want to
You
just
don't
take
want to
to
play with.
chance. You don't want to play with. We already established number one. You should have the fear of God. You should be a child of God. You know, you should have reverence for God. No matter how crazy or how mad he is, once he hears that it is God, they say refrain. He's mad, not
Mm.
that's number one. Then, of course, you want to look at even the physical attributes. I know I talked just now about my wife about height and all that, but there are other assets my wife have that's an attraction. I cannot be saying it in this because it's a spiritual atmosphere, but
It's not a
they are.
spiritual atmosphere. It's gist. I beg. Gist. Tell us. We want to hear it. That to
No,
earth
let's
gist.
jump. Let's jump that one. The information is only for her.
You don't want
But
to
but
advertise Sarah now, so that they'll not come and
no, no,
take
no,
her
no,
from
no,
you.
no,
Okay,
no. I
go
don't want
on.
I'm off the
anybody.
market.
I don't. She's off the market. I don't want anybody to follow me, and let's leave that. But the thing is, you can still have those things. Now, if for example, there is a lady. I'm talking to the men now. There's a lady that have ticked the number one box of having the fear of God. As a man, you know what you need. Me, I've always wanted a woman that is homely. My house should be the best place on earth. It should be no matter where I go to for any holiday, I should be thinking about rushing back home. I want a
Hmm.
woman that is going to make my house like that. And I'm grateful to God for the wife I married. Also, I want a woman that is domesticated. Sorry, I know we are getting to that might sound like old school, and but we're getting to this new generation where they say, I don't know, women don't need to do all these things. You don't need to cook. There was one time they said his wife belongs to the kitchen. I don't subscribe to that. My wife does not belong to the kitchen, but I don't see anything wrong in a woman going to cook, prepare meals. Yes, because occasionally I can also help and assist. But these are some of the basic things. A traditional woman, a wife, not all this nowadays chaka chaka that, and they are brewing it, and it's so everywhere,
Mm,
and it's becoming so normal,
mm,
and it's very, very unscriptural, untraditional, unnatural, actually.
mm.
You see, a lady will tell you she
Okay.
cannot because of her nails.
Yes, let me come
Okay.
in.
Okay.
Go on. Go on.
Concerning you growing with your spouse or growing with someone, yes, there are
Hmm.
some things that you might want and the person might not have.
Yes, there's
And
some
then
basics.
with time, person like me now, my husband can testify. When we start knowing ourselves, I'm an introvert. I don't I'm not very good at communicating in terms of speaking, talking. If you do something bad to me, I'll keep it in mind. After some time, I'll let it go. I won't necessarily come and meet you and say this was what you did to me. You know, my husband, on the other hand, is someone that if you do something now, the next minute is telling you, I don't like this, I don't like that. And he wanted me to be like that. And I struggled. We struggled our first few years of marriage, where my husband would say, why can't you just tell me? If I do something bad, tell me, talk. Open your mouth and talk. I'll be in my mind. Why can't you be sensitive enough that you've done something? Because
Without me
I should
talking.
smell my bum on my nose.
I'm always telling you that it's very insensitive. You know, maybe I'm coming back from work and he's expecting me to go to the kitchen to go and cook, and I'm tired, blah blah blah. I expect him to be sensitive enough to say, "Oh, don't cook today. Don't worry, I'll go and buy food, or I'll cook Indomie or something." So, but with time, we grew.
Yeah.
We grew,
Yeah,
and we are
true.
still growing. There
Yeah.
are some things he complains about, and we are growing in it.
But at least you are talking better now.
Well,
So David is rubbed off on you. I was just going to say
yes, sir.
that somehow,
Yes, sir.
somehow, you begin to rub
Yes.
off on each other. But
True.
that is if the people are ready and open. So
Yeah.
for me, what I will look out for in a relationship is someone who is open to change.
Change.
I know now that we've already said people don't change, but we can adjust.
Ready to
And love is one of the sacrifices of love is that adjustment that we make for each other. You see, if I know that my spouse doesn't like this thing, then I adjust. I try not to do that thing, to hurt them. You get what we're trying to say? Just like Sarah has said now, she expects the man to be, and I think that's an expectation that most women usually have, whether it's the communication problem of man and woman. He should know. But men, they know.
they know.
Sisters, they know. Talk, open your mouth and talk. That's the truth. Most men know they know. There are very few men who will just study you and say, okay, this is the problem, or this is no, you have to, bro. This thing is like this, and you'll be surprised and amazed that he never saw it that way, or she never saw it that way. You understand? So if the person is ready, and that is why I'm saying that this should be at the relationship stage. If this person has not started trying to make some adjustment for you at the stage of relationship, don't expect that they will start adjusting anything in marriage. If you people have talked about the way they spend money or the kind of places they go to while you people are dating, and this person is not trying to make adjustment, I'm not saying they become perfect. Don't expect that they will be perfect in marriage. Don't come and start complaining if you choose to live with it. I remember I told the bro, this girl you want to marry, she's not domesticated. This one not be like who go sabi cook. And the bro say, no, he no mind. That he too, he know how to cook. Then 5 years into the marriage, he called me up one day, say, what kind of woman is this? Every time it's Ashwebi. Every weekend that women are at home making soup and stew. She's in one wedding on one occasion. It's night he used to see her. I say, bro, that break. Hold on. What did you tell me when you people were dating and I pointed this out? You say you know how to cook. Continue doing the cooking. I don't want to hear you complain. And since then, truly, I've never come back to complain about that matter to me.
Manage a situation like that.
Don't. So on a final note, because our time is seriously, time runs out on me when I'm enjoying gist, and I'm really enjoying myself this evening. Truthfully, you can say I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Why does what looks right at the beginning now turn wrong? You see this couple, couple goals, like we're saying, they look perfect. Everything looks like, they've made good choice. In fact, some of them have even gone through counseling. They did their compatibility test, assessment, gbogbo, then beautiful marriage. Down the line, no, especially in our generation, we're talking divorce. Why?
Yeah.
Why did this happen?
I personally feel because people allow all those little foxes, things that they'll just they ignore at the initial stage of marriage. With time, it grows and becomes something like a wall between you and your spouse, and it will only take the help of God to break that wall, because it has manifested, it has grown more than those little foxes, and it has manifested into something big. So if you notice any little things like that, anything at all in the marriage that you don't like, open your mouth and say it, talk about it. You might need to talk about it over and over again, but talk about it. Don't just allow it go, or allow the person be doing. with time, you just find out that you have resentment, towards your spouse, and before you know it, you are no more happy with it. Before you know it, everything has scattered. That's my own view
Okay.
about that.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me just say this. The reason people don't the reason things go bad as we see it or as it happens
Yeah.
is number one, the non-acceptance of the reality that there are different stages of life.
Hmm.
There are different stages of life. So you don't expect me now. I would be so stupid to expect my wife to act like a girl that is having a boyfriend, that is coming to visit her, will take her out, then she too, she will be doing all those her mushy things and all that. For Christ's sake, we have two children now. We are paying school fees. We have increased our hustle. I have more businesses than before. My shoulders are
Hmm.
broader, responsibility bigger. There are some mushy things. They are still there. It's not as if they are not there, but there are things contending with those things. And once
Hmm.
a woman or a man puts all his or her attention to those things, you start feeling frustrated unnecessarily. The truth is, life has moved on. So grow too. So one is the acceptance that there's a time for everything. There's a stage for that time. We enjoyed our life. There is a stage where we are now with the little kids we have. We're running after them. Eat one, eat that. We hardly even have enough time for ourselves. These days we sincerely and intentionally create time for ourselves. We plan ourselves. There was
Hmm.
never a time
Yeah.
like that before. Before, David and Sarah are normal now. But now we plan it. Why? Because this is the stage we're in, and there's an acceptance from both of us. And the next 5, 10 years, there's another stage we will get to. So couples must accept that, both the man and the woman. My wife touched on her tummy for. I don't used to even locate. I don't even know anything about her tummy. Ask her. I don't even know she has big tummy. What is my business with the big tummy? Because I know it is me that put her in that condition. Because before I took her from zone, it's true. Before I took her from zone one, her tummy was flat. So in trying to give me children, she has sacrificed her body and sacrificed a lot of things. So
Oh.
I will not concentrate in that part. I will be so wicked to do that. I concentrate in the other part because what Tommy is not. Well, there are other parts that is giving me joy. So I
That's all right.
concentrate there. And this is one thing that men should do. Understand that there are stages you will grow, you know, embrace it. Embrace it. There are times where the woman will not give you so much attention again. She have children, she have babies to take care of and all that. And this is where most men miss it. They'll go outside and start looking for girlfriend. And before you know, the woman will find out the woman stops liking herself because she feels I am not sexy again. Like my wife, there was a time I
Hmm.
noticed psychologically my wife was feeling that way. I did lots of brainwashing. Thank God for
Hmm.
philosophy. Thank God for my training. I spent so
Hmm.
much time. She used to get angry with me. She be, you're washing me. I say, leave it. Who else will wash you? Yeah, my own. Let me
Yes.
wash. So
Wash her by the blood
I had
and
to
your words and
reorient
your
her brain
love. That's
to make
your
her know,
job. Go on,
yes, you are
Apostle. Tell
beautiful.
me.
You are beautiful. So I had to go through all that process. And this is where most men fail because the woman is not having your time. She's feeling the way she's feeling. Now you are busy going outside. No, that's not the solution. It doesn't help. It's a sign that you are too selfish as a man. So
Hmm.
yes. Even as a woman, I'm talking more as a man because I'm talking from
Yeah.
my perspective. Sorry. So allow me. So the reason people now go bad is there are these things, non-acceptance of the changes that will happen. They must happen,
Hmm.
but embrace it and navigate together. But once
Hmm.
one is thinking only about himself, one is thinking about herself. This man used to give me so much money before. He have stopped giving me money now. And it's an indication of something, not realizing that maybe the resources, we always advocate to couples and tell them, oh, put money together. But even if you can't put money together, the woman should really analyze, okay, is he using this money for something? Is there a project? Is there something? Because the more you start thinking selfishly, that is where the problem starts. You think outside your spouse, wahala have started. That's when you will do something, the man will react, and then we just keep going worse, bad. And couples, the thing with husband and wife fight, man. Sorry to say this, it is too emotional. So sometimes the man wants to get back to the woman wants to
Get
get back
back.
to the man. In trying to do that,
You're drifting.
you don't know that your emotions have taken over your judgment. You don't know that you are not even thinking logically.
Hmm.
Before you know it, you just blow everything. There's a study I saw somewhere, 90% plus of people that are divorced are living with regrets globally. I saw it somewhere. I wish when maybe another time I'll share it to you so you can post it. Researchers, over 90, you can see the statistic, over 90% of people that are divorced are living with regret. So you don't just want to take yourself to that level where you are contemplating divorce. Ask yourself why. What happened? This guy used to be the love of my life. This lady used to be my dream. What got us here? And you just realize that it's nothing so big.
Yeah.
It's just the emotions.
There's something we do. We do appraisal every year during our anniversary. We sit down. So what do you think? Where do you think I should improve on? Where do you think I'm not doing well? Where do you think, where do you think I've done well? We score ourselves. Okay, I don't like this one. I like this one. You are doing well there. So most couples don't do that. They just drift apart and they allow it.
They allow it.
So
they allow it because of emotions.
And it's my 1 hour. I want to stop clock. I want to stop the clock. I'm seriously enjoying this conversation. I won't even lie. I'm feeling like these are things that should have been told before I got married. You know what I mean? There's just too much wisdom here. There's too much wisdom here this evening, and I wish that I had more time. You've touched some very, very key things that people need to look out for if we must have lasting relationship. This generation, we have too many people who are quick to throw it away. But if something is bad, the first inclination should be to fix it. How do I fix it? How do we fix it? Let's not be so selfish and so impatient to quickly think of how to throw it away, how to replace it. Yes, there are many fishes in the ocean, but there's only one fish called comfort. That's how I tell myself. So even if you replace me, you cannot be replacing me. You're only getting another
person.
It cannot be me. Do you get what I mean? If David were to leave Sarah today, you cannot get another Sarah. Definitely you get somebody else. But that person cannot be Sarah. You know what I mean? It will never happen. But that's what I'm talking about. You see, someone has just said so much wisdom, bro, David. I'm not the only one. You see, there's that attitude of, it's not working, throw it away. No. If it's not working, let's fix it. There was a reason why you were very, very giddy about this person at the beginning. When I watch wedding videos, and especially this generation these days, I used to tell my husband, thank God, don't be now married. I don't feel dance. The kind of dance that they dance, the stepping at the reception, all the energy, the joy. And me, I'm a sucker for wedding. I love weddings, the joy that radiates, the energy. And what happens to it? What happened? Sit down and ask yourself, what has happened? What happened to that butterfly that was in your stomach? What happened to that? This is the one I will be with forever. Why are we changing? What is changing, about us? And the best thing, in fact, one of the best things you said to me this evening is that appraisal.
Yeah.
Many people are not talking to each other. Sit down and ask yourself, where am I doing right and where am I doing wrong? I think every couple should learn it.
Yeah.
Sister Yukere is talking about empathy. Take away selfishness. Think of the other person. How to make the other person better. I was watching a video this week. Mama Sarah Omaku was talking and she was like, if you are not going to marry that woman and build her, the same thing with a man. If you're not going to marry that man and build him, don't marry the person. Don't jump into it only expecting what you will get, because marriage is not a selfish game. It's a game of sacrifice. You continuously make sacrifice for the other person's happiness if you're going to be successful at marriage. Whether it is sweet, whether it is bad, you have to continue to consider the other person's view and the other person's opinion and how the other person feels. And if the person also now considers you, then you have a beautiful home on earth. Okay, so there's no Mr. and Mrs. Right out there. Choose your, how will I call it? Choose your demon. Everybody has their own course, their own issues, their areas of weakness. Choose the one that you can live with.
Yes, and you can make your Mr. Right and you can make your Mrs. Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Make the person now to be the right person for you. If you are truly looking for somebody to be right, make it. Put the tea, the milk, the sugar to your taste. If you don't like sugar, it's honey you
Exactly.
like, put the honey. If you know what I'm trying
Exactly.
to say, do it at
Yeah.
the stage of relationship.
Yeah.
Build the person. And that is why you must communicate. Courtship and relationship time. It's not just about shawarma. It's not about going
Mm,
to dates.
Going on.
Sisters, brothers, sisters
exactly.
especially. Take me out, take me out. When you don't
Yeah.
finish to take you out, remember there will be a home one day.
Yes.
Talk
Oh,
about that home. What is this person's
true.
ideology about the home? How will our
True.
home be built? This is where you see the strength of the character, like David was saying. Is this person a cultured person? It's from the
True.
response that this person gives, you begin to judge. And then you begin to know
Yes.
the areas where you can chisel, areas where you
Yeah.
can fix, and
Yeah.
make this person perfect for you. There's no
True.
perfect man out there. There's no perfect woman out there.
It does not
And
exist.
above all, look in the right place. Look for
Yes.
somebody
So.
that fears God.
Fears the
I've
Lord.
heard that if you marry a woman from the bar, you will lose her at the bar. It's an old
So
African
true.
proverb. It says
So
if you go
true.
marry
So
wife
true.
for bar, you go lose them for bar. Because
So
a
true.
bar is anywhere people pick up anybody and anybody. We are not saying it's not
Exactly.
possible to meet a good person at the bar, but like we are saying, ensure that the character of this person is what you're looking for. And to be able to do that, you yourself need to be able to check yourself. Who am I? What character matches me? Who is the person that fits me? So stop looking and stop waiting for Mr. Right. It
Mm,
does not exist. There's no
At all.
need waiting and getting old at home. Growing bad
exactly.
head, bro.
Now,
Mrs. Right, nobody's dropping an angel from heaven for you.
At all.
at
But
all.
you can take that raw material that God has provided and
Yeah, I work
mold
with it.
something beautiful from it. Oh, I love you both.
That's
I
it.
love you both.
That's it.
I
Love you
love you
I love
both
too.
it.
so much.
You're
Thank
so
you, thank you,
grateful.
thank you, thank you
I'm
for
so
coming on
grateful.
this evening. I know it was a tight day for you. And I don't take it for granted. All of my people, my guests who are coming on this show, I know that you're all busy people. Thank you for your time. I have decided that this show, I'm going to be bringing people that people don't know are there, because there's a whole lot of hidden wisdom, whole
True.
lot of hidden wisdom. And you're going to come again very, very soon. Even this topic, we have not been able to exhaust it. We will
At
Exhausted.
break it
all.
down
At
some
all.
more. We'll break it
At
down
all.
some more at another time. Thank you
At
so
all.
much for coming. All
Thank
of
you
Thank
so much.
our
Thank you so
commentators, our guests, those who are sharing, thank you so much. Thank you to Precotech, our
Is all.
technological
Is
background. He's really working hard behind the scene to ensure that we are getting things done. Yeah. So thanks to all of you. My makeup is by Divney Beauty. These 2 days, people are seeing the difference in my face. By the time she goes back to school, by the time she goes back to school. Anyways, Disney Beauty has a shop on Shopify for those who are in South Africa. So you can get your hair, your nails, your lashes online on Shopify. Just go look for Disney Beauty store. I'm advertising our store. Our store is online. Yeah, we're going big, 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 big. Okay, so thank you so much, Davy. Thank you so much,
Thank
Thank
Sarah.
you.
you.
I
Thank
look forward to
you.
sitting down with you again. I look forward to
Thank you
sitting down
so
with you
much
again
for
because
having
this
us.
has been a very insightful conversation. And thank you, everyone, Sister Eukaria, Precotech, who are all those who gave us their comments, Lillian Onabu. I see you all. I love you all. God bless you. Thank you so much. See you again next Sunday. Remember, 6 p.m. We are coming with another wonderful topic and another interesting couple on Conversation with the Love Crusader. Have a love-filled week, everyone. God bless you.